Okay, come my dear students. We have been looking at numbers, we have been calculating and those kind of things. Now we shift paradigm scale. We go to theoretical. This is called mathematical reasoning. We're going to look at something called mathematical reasoning. Okay, let me do an example. Let me do this thing slow and steady. Okay, under the mathematical reasoning, the first keyword that we need to know is called statement. Number one, a statement is something can be either true or false, but not both. That means dia tak boleh true and false together. Sama ada ia true atau false. Contoh, example, 10 is less than 11. It's a statement. So, but it's a true statement. Betul? So, it's a statement. 10 is less than 1. It's a statement, but it's a false statement. So, a statement can be either, please take note, can be a true, can be a false. Alright? But if you check the next one, they say, please keep quiet in the library. Ini bukan statement. Ini adalah dalam bahasa kita tanda seruan, exclamation mark. I am not putting it as a statement. It's an exclamation mark. So, this is not a statement. That's what you see here, my dear student. Alright? Please keep quiet. That's not a statement. It's an instruction. Can you bring the book to me? It is not a statement. It's a request. So, these are examples of not a statement. I hope you understand. We look at this word called quantifiers. Quantifiers is used to identify what we call a quantity. It can be all or can be some. These are the two keywords yang wujud untuk quantifiers. Example. Kadang-kadang nampak statement tak faham. Let's look at it in an example. All cats have 4 legs. All kan? It's a quantifier because 4 legs. Some even numbers are divisible by 4. Some is a quantifier. Even, I think you know, even dalam bahasa Malaysia we call it genap. Boleh dibahagi. Betul tak? 16 nombor genap boleh bagi dengan 4. 32 nombor genap boleh bagi dengan 4. Betul tak? So, these are what we call 10 is a nombor genap. Boleh bahagi 4 tapi decimal. Tak boleh. It has to be a boleh dibahagi bermaksud divisible means when I divide I get a whole number. Tak ada perpuluhan, tak ada fraction. Okay. All perfect squares are more than 0. Betul. What is perfect square? Perfect square ada macam ni. 2 squared. This is a perfect square. 3 squared. This is a value called the perfect square. All of these are more than 0. Definitely yes. Okay. This is the second thing that you need to know under the keyword called quantifiers. Got it? Next, okay, what we are going to look at is number 3. This is called operation on sets. Okay, which has this word called negation. Okay, you will have this word called not. We add a truth value of statement with the word called not into the statement. Example, contohnya, 2 is an even number. It is a truth. It's a good statement. It's a true statement. So, negate means what? Not. So, 2 is not an even number. So, this is what they call negation. Contoh, one more example I give you. Cat has 4 legs. Correct? It's a truth statement. Cat not have 4 legs. Not ayat tu keluar. Not to negate. So, that's what we need to know. Number 3 on what we call negation. Okay, students. Let's look at the next number 4. Compound statement. What is compound statement? It's formed when two statements are combined by using the keyword called or and. Okay? Example. Okay? I'll just give you an example. All even numbers can be divided by 2. It is a true. 6 is more than, which is a false. So I can combine them. I can say P and Q are false. Why? The reason is, if you check very clearly, I've given this clear compound. When it's true, the first one is true, the next one is false. P and Q has to be false. But if, for example, it is true and the next one is false, when I put in the word called or, then it becomes true. So, ayat and or akan membezakan apakah sama ada ia true or false in the conclusion part. Because you can see this word combine so that we can make a conclusion using the word called or and. So that is how it works. So does that mean, sir, I need to memorize these two? Unfortunately, my dear students, no shortcut. You have to memorize. Alright? Okay. So if you check the same question, divided, false, I put in the or, it becomes true. So this is how compound statement works. Okay, we look at this word called implication. Implication means if P, then Q. This is what we call implication. But both P and Q are statement. So P has given a name called antecedent, Q is given a name called consequent. Okay, sir, all this macam sakit, sir. Give me a very easy way to explain this to you guys. Example, x to the power of 3 is 64. Ini adalah x to the power of 3 is 64. So when I move this to the other side, it becomes punca kuasa 3 64 cube root, which gives us 4. So antecedent is x to the power of 3 is 64, consequent x is equal to 4. I give you a simple example, just a very simple one. Okay, we know x squared is 4 and x square root of 4 is going to be 2. So what is the conclusion? Our x squared equal to 4 is called antecedent. And the consequent is called the jawapan, x equal to 2. This is what you need to know on implications. Got it? Okay, the last part that you need to know, my dear students, is called argument. This is the last part that you need to know. What is an argument? A process of making a conclusion based on relevant information. It can be made up of two premises and we come to a conclusion. Okay, let me give you an example for that. Okay, all quadrilateral means can be any type, has got 4 sides. Quadrilateral means apa? Segi empat sama, segi empat tepat, segi empat selari. These are all called quadrilaterals. A rhombus has quadrilateral, is also a quadrilateral. Therefore, the conclusion, rhombus has 4 sides. This is what they mean by argument. This is what they mean by arguments. Example, okay? There are 3 forms of arguments. What are the 3 forms of argument that we need to know? Premise A, all is B. 2, therefore C is B. This is called syllogism. Okay? Example, right? All even numbers can be divided by 2. Betul. 78 is an even number. Betul. So conclusion, 78 can be divided by 2. This is argument form 1. We call it syllogism. Okay, now we come to the next one. Argument form 2. Modus ponens. Okay, this is example. X equal to 6. Then x plus 4 is equal to 10. So premise 2, if x is equal to 6, conclusion is x plus 4 definitely should be equal to 10. This is what we call argument form 2. And the last argument, form 3. Ada theory kat sini. Kadang-kadang if I explain the theory, you will not understand. So that's the reason why I'm using example. ABCD is a square. Then ABCD has 4 sides. If ABCD does not have 4 sides, then it is not a square. So that is what they put here. If P, then Q. If Q is not true, therefore P is also not true. That's the meaning. See, they say ABCD is a square. Then ABCD has 4 sides. But if ABCD does not have a 4 side, conclusion, ABCD is not a square. This is what they mean from here, my dear students. So these are the things that you need to know on mathematical reasoning.